Good afternoon and welcome back to the Crown Hall Arena, where Dale continue their preparations for another season of EFL competition, our 100th as an EFL member. That is one reason why the season that lies ahead is special to the club, but even more so, we are delighted to see fans back in the Crown Hall Arena today, and hopefully that can continue throughout the 2021-2022 season. It's been 496 days since Dale fans were last permitted to watch Dale in first team action. I think I probably speak for everyone at the club when I say it's a huge welcome back to those that are able to make it here today. But for those of you that can't, you're with me, Paul Hudson, and Dale Media Officer Greg Jones, live on YouTube talking you through today's action against League One Fleetwood Town. There's been much change in the close season. I'm not sure we're going to have enough time before kick-off now to go through most of it, but a significant one is the departure of Brian Barry Murphy, who parted ways with the club on the 30th of June this year after 11 years as player, coach and eventually manager. The club and new chairman Simon Gage moved pretty swiftly to appoint his replacement just 10 days later. Step forward, Robbie Stockdale. Robbie enjoyed a successful playing career, making 74 of his 288 playing appearances at Premier League level. Following the end of his playing career in 2011, he was thrust into caretaker manager duties at Grimsby. Further coaching roles at Sunderland, Hibernian and West Brom, where he was recruited by Sam Allardyce, performed a CV that clearly impressed the board and gave him the opportunity to lead Dale into the 2021-22 EFL Sky Bet League 2 campaign. Greg spoke to Robbie following his appointment, and Robbie had this to say.
Robbie, first thing to say, welcome to Rochdale Football Club. You were obviously appointed, the news was announced that you were appointed on Saturday. You've been here for 2 days now in terms of working with the players. Are you enjoying your time so far?
Yeah, very much so. Everyone's been very welcoming.
Robbie also mentioned in that same interview that he'd be benefiting from some mentoring in the shape of Sammy Lee, a role backed by the League Managers Association. Sammy Lee's experience will be also complemented by a further backroom appointment. The club announced on Friday that Jimmy Shan joins as assistant manager. Jimmy is well known to Robbie, with the two of them going through their UEFA Pro licenses together and competing against each other in their respective under-23 teams. And Jimmy most recently was manager for Solihull Moors in the National League. Greg, that's an appointment that seems to complement the manager well, and importantly someone he trusts, which should allow him to get on with the critical job of recruitment this close season.
Yeah, thanks Paul. Hello everyone. It's like you say, it's someone who Robbie trusts. I think that's sort of always important for a new manager coming into a role, and it's someone that they can, that they've known for a long time, that they can bounce off. And Jimmy Shannon has obviously got great experience as well. He was caretaker manager at West Brom, etc. So he's someone who I'm sure will bring a lot to the table, and like you say, it will give Robbie more of an opportunity to focus on recruiting those players that we do need to bring in, as he's already mentioned, and allow Jimmy Shan to hopefully just sort of take the lead on maybe training for the next couple of weeks whilst Robbie tries to form his squad.
Yeah, great compliment of the two, just allowing Robbie to get on with a huge task at hand. Last time these two clubs met at the Crown Hall Arena was the League One clash on the 3rd of October last year. Dale eventually ran out 2-1 winners, with a Harvey Saunders goal for Fleetwood bookended by two Dale strikes from Matty Lund and Fabio Tavares, both of whom unfortunately are no longer with the club. And without wanting to look backwards too much, you'd feel a bit remiss not to mention the departure of Matty Lund. Of course, we'll potentially see him line up against Dale this season, having joined fellow League Two outfit Salford. Coming back to today's game, here are your two starting lineups. Dale are making 5 changes from that 2-1 behind closed door loss to Burnley in the midweek. We start with Jay Lynch in goal, trialist A at left back, 2 centre halves of Jim McNulty, Owen O'Connell, with Jimmy Keohan playing right back today. A sitting midfielder in Aaron Morley, 2 central alongside him in Rathbone and Dooley, and a front 3 spearheaded by Jake Beasley. To the left, Ibiamudu, and to the right, Alex Newby. And Fleetwood have made 6 changes to their lineup following their midweek 1-0 over Port Vale, and it's quite an unusual midweek friendly for them. They actually played 3 30-minute quarters in that game. They start today with Alex Kearns in goal. There's a back 3 of Danny Andrews, Tom Clark and Harrison Holgate. A left wing back of Matt Clark, right wing back is Shaden Morris, a sitting midfielder in Jay Matette, Jordan Rossiter, and I wanted to say David Batty, but it's not, it's Dan Batty in central midfield, and then spearheading the attack for them is Jed Gardner and Matt McMillan. And formations have been pretty fluid in pre-season so far. Robbie's obviously got a certain amount of squad members to play with, and today it looks like he's set himself up as a bit of a 4-3-3. Perhaps a formation Dale might want to continue with.
Yeah, I'm assuming he'll have his own ideas about how he wants us to line up, and it looks like if he's going to give the majority of those starting players maybe more than one half, which they've only had so far in the first two pre-season games. So, yeah, I mean, he'll maybe have to switch it when he makes some substitutions. As he said on Wednesday after the Barnsley pre-season friendly game, he had to change formation either half due to the personnel he had available. So, could be the same again today, but it's just great to be back, isn't it?
Yeah, hearing a similar tale from the Fleetwood guys that they're changing things around in pre-season. I think a lot of clubs are just trying to find their shape, and today, especially in this sunshine, it's all about fitness, I think, isn't it? Getting those minutes in the tank, getting the fitness levels up ready for the start of the season, and given the current shape of the squad and the fact that there's a big focus on fitness, perhaps not concentrate too heavily on the result and more on individual performances and the way people act in the game.
Yeah, I think even more so considering he's only been in the position just under a week, Robbie, so he's not had much chance to put his own ideas into the players on the training ground, so that will obviously come with time, and yeah, like you say, the most important thing is building up those fitness levels, but making sure that the majority of his squad get through to the end of pre-season and are in a good position to start the league season at Harrogate on the 7th of August.
Yeah, no sense in picking up injuries before the start of competitive action. And yeah, you touched on it before, but absolutely fantastic to see fans back in the arena. We had a year last year where we were fortunate enough to be able to be allowed into the stadium and watch the games, but it was really missing something. And even though the numbers are reduced in here today, it's still fantastic to see the fans back in.
Yeah, like I say, we were very privileged last season to be able to witness a full season of League One football, where nobody else really could that weren't in that position. So we understand that, but you know, just to see the smiles on the faces of people walking through the turnstiles, sat in their regular seats, and then there's some people just in front of us in the Reside estate agency stand here who won't often have this view of the match. So it's a nice little bonus for them to be watching from this stand, and you know, hopefully the players can put on an entertaining performance for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is a fantastic stand, and I think the opportunity is there on Tuesday night for fans to take that up as well if they want to sit in the Reside stand. No? It's away fans, is it?
Away fans back in on Tuesday night with restrictions being lifted
you
from
missed
Monday.
Your chance.
So
it is a really good view. No stanchions in the way, and you get a full view of the side. So those in the stand here today are really lucky to experience in this one, and hopefully see a few Dale goals. It's been a while since we've heard that crowd reaction. I think that's one thing that not just the people like us on the sidelines have missed, the players as well. Just that lift and that extra lifted performance. We saw England have a pretty successful Euros off the back of home crowd support and having that on the touchlines. Perhaps it could be a real factor in Dale getting off to League Two in a starter.
Yeah, hopefully. You know, everyone was in the same position, weren't they, last season in terms of no crowds. There was a couple of test events for certain teams, but you know, every game, or more or less every game, was played behind closed doors, and you know, you still have to go out and do your job on the pitches of football, but it's not the same, is it? You don't have that buzz of the fans cheering you on, and I think it was felt by players across the leagues last season.
Yeah, definitely so, and well, I think also a word for the ground staff as well. What they've done in the close season, this pitch, it does always look immaculate this time of year, but particularly today, the strips that have been cut into it, the water glistening off the surface in the sun, it's just fantastic to be back here, and huge credit to that team and the work they've put in over the summer.
Yeah, Richard and his staff have done a superb job. You know, the pitch last season when it was relayed last summer, obviously a bit late due to everything that went on, didn't have as much time to bed in as it has this summer, but it just looks incredible, doesn't it? You know, rugby, the Rochdale Hornets have played on it a couple of times as well already, and there's been a football match on Wednesday here as well, that pre-season game against Barnsley, and even after the game, you know, you couldn't really tell that just been 90 minutes of football on it. It was that immaculate, and especially in the sunshine, it just looks 10 times better, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what's noticeable from the investment. Really, the pitch just seems a whole load tougher than previous pitches. It just seems to withstand punishment, which we know Rochdale can throw up on times. The weather here is not the greatest, but today it really is. Everybody's in shorts and t-shirts, and I'm sure they've slapped the sun cream on and got the protection in there. The teams are just starting to make their way out here. Fleetwood in an away strip of black with red lining and red shorts with black socks. It's pretty good, but here come Dale in the whole new home kit, and well, that blue just a little bit more electric, I think, than previous versions. And the white shorts and white socks combination we've not used for a good 40 or 50 years.
Yeah, it does look beautiful in the sunshine, but I've just got goosebumps. All the fans stood up around us applauding the team on. Two shouts of Dale from the Pearl Street stand in the Sandy Lane, and it's brilliant to see everyone back, and we're almost ready for our first kick of pre-season friendly with supporters in, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I just can imagine a bit of a cheer will go up from that kick. The referees I haven't mentioned yet today, but it's Mr. Martin Coy that's leading things out there, assisted by Paul Newhouse and Mr. Graham Filvey, and then the fourth official is Ms. Helen Conley. And well, the referee is going through the preparations, just talking to the two captains, Owen O'Connell and his opposite number. He'll retreat back to position, and well, the anticipation is building. The kick-off nearing. There's just a buzz around the ground as Alex Newby strides forward to take that first touch for Dale. And you can hear the applause from the fans. I think everybody's just ready for this.
Great to be back. Yeah, let's get it going.
And they will take the knee. Obviously back in the news following response to the penalties for England, and I think it's important we keep that high on the agenda. As we've observed that now, Alex Newby is ready to start us off, and he passes that one back to Aaron Morley, a crossfield ball looking over towards Jake Beasley. He rises uncontested and wins that one, but it's straight to a Fleetwood player, eventually dropping to Rathbone, who's going to keep hold of possession here and feed it back to Jim McNulty. He's going to steady it and clip it forward, looking for the run of Beasley. Slight shove from the Fleetwood player, but the ball out is loose, and Rathbone on the edge of the box strikes, and it's not a powerful one. It's placed just over the crossbar, but a nice early fillip there from Dale.
What a start that would have been. No, return of fans, Ollie Rathbone nearly sending one into the top corner, but he did really well to pounce on that knockdown. Beasley obviously just can't quite reach the ball forward from McNulty, but the second ball that Rathbone picked up on was, he did really well in between two midfielders as well, just to then drive forward and almost try and dink one over Cairns. He wasn't far off in the end.
Beasley doesn't always have to win them, he just has to be there and cause the problem. And well, the problem nearly caused there with the ball back and launched forward, and Jay Lynch is going to get his first touch of the game here. He's going to scurry to the right hand edge of his area to pick that one up in his hands. Dale set into their formation here, spread nice and wide, and the captain and Jim McNulty, two experienced heads at the back there, will wave them forward. Jay Lynch with a kick out of his hands. It's a big one, looking for Beasley. The head down, finds Stephen Dooley, brings it under control, feeds it out to Jimmy Cahill on the right side. The fans like that one. It's become a bit of a fan favourite in the last season. A great year for him last year.
Oh, he was superb, wasn't he? From 10 goals from the
various
wing back position, yeah, left and right back. He was superb and thoroughly merited all his awards that he won.
Yeah, and the fan nickname, which just expresses his versatility. Stephen Dooley will just pass this one back into McNulty. McNulty's ball forward. It resulted in a knockdown for Rathbone last time, but it's going to have too much legs on it that time. Beasley tries to peel off his markers and work his way down this left-hand side, but well, on a nice surface like this, it's going to skip pretty nicely. We saw the water was being put onto the pitch just before kick-off. There would still be a zip on there. McNulty just needs to take a little bit off that one next time, but Jay Beasley quite clearly a focal point.
Yeah, something that's 3 balls towards him now, isn't it? 2 which have been battled aerially in that one, which was just too big, so clearly a sort of playbook thing that they've been working on in the training ground now.
Jamie Tett picks that one up for Fleetwood, feeds it back into his defence. It's now with Harrison Hall getting the right hand side in with the experienced Tom Clark. Feeds it into Mattet. They're working it quite nicely now, Fleetwood in midfield. Short passes, but Dale maintaining their shape, forcing them back into defence. It's a back three with wing back, so there is space down the side, and they've found that now. Ball forward. Only so far as O'Connell, who can just knee that one in field, but Rathbone picks up the scraps, feeds it back to Jay Lynch, and Dale can reset here in possession.
Good work from Ollie again. We talked about him pouncing on that loose ball at the attacking end of the pitch. He did so defensively this time.
Monster of a header by Clark over the shoulders of Beasley. It's often double marked, but Dale have picked up possession. Keohane on the right hand side, driving into the opposition half now. He's got Alex Newby to work off. He gets a clip there as he plays it back into Stephen Dooley. Referee sees it and has played on. And Morley on the ball, feeds it over to Newby. He's got the man one-on-one, but that's good defending. And I think Newby guilty of dragging his man down there as he was losing his balance. And a free kick for Fleetwood on that left-hand side, tight to the touchline.
Yeah, nice sort of set-up play from Dale as well. Stephen Dooley moving about, picking up good positions. Aaron Morley trying to force that one into the right wing area. Like I say, Newby just losing out on a one-on-one battle. It's been a decent opening 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, certainly opened up, and Dale picked up possession here. Newby driving down that right hand side. He faces up his man, plays it infield in the penalty box now to Dooley. He switched onto his left foot, strikes. And it stung the palms of Alex Kearns. It's still in play here. Fed back to Jimmy Keohane on the edge of the box, back to Morley, who'll try and whip this one in, but it's low. And well, Beasley tries to get across his marker there. The referee waves away the protests. I thought he got a clip there as he got across Tom Clark, but the last touch was the Dale man's. It's out for a goal kick.
Again, good play though from Dale, wasn't it? Stephen Dooley again picking up the nice position. He is good at finding pockets of space, and he did so again. Nice sort of switch to his left foot, and it was a really clean strike. Kearns did well to save, and yeah, I don't think there was too much in that penalty appeal. The first one for the Dale fans to really get up off their seats and try and clamour for.
Yeah, it's good to see that reaction, and Jim McNulty on his weaker right foot plays it in field, and Lynch had to deal with a bouncing ball there, so he's done well to connect so powerfully, get it out of play. And Fleetwood trying to press forward there, put McNulty under pressure. He did the right thing in playing that one back, but it was a difficult one for Jay Lynch.
Yeah, the main thing was that Jim managed to get it there, wasn't it, under that pressure, and Lynch, as you say.
Yeah, you don't want that one dropping short.
No, Jay Lynch assessed it really well and just managed to clear his lines.
That's an awful one forward from Clark. Too far ahead of Shaden Morris, his right wing back, who's pushed down this right hand side. Jay Lynch has picked that one up inside his area. He's going to take a couple of bounces with the ball and place it to the floor. He's caught the attention of Matt McMillan, who's going to chase him down with the ball forward. Looks for Beasley, who else? Header one, and well, that one came off Matt Clark in the end and went for a Dale throw-in. Jimmy Keohane feeds that one back into O'Connell, back inside his own half here. He's got Jim McNulty across, he uses him. And well, the trialist is moving on this left-hand side to give an option, but it goes back over to O'Connell, now into Keohane on that right-hand side, flicked in field, and well, Fleetwood managed to get a foot on the ball there, but Dale have won possession again. Dooley nearly caught napping there by the running of the Fleetwood player, but Dale have recovered possession. Aaron Morley now feeding it over to Jim McNulty. McNulty winds up that crossfield ball. It's got a long way to go, and it nearly gets there. Just a flick off Clark in the end, takes it away from Newby. Quick throw-in taken into Keohane. Keohane chest down, and Newby eventually comes to it. Comes off the Fleetwood player in the end. It's going to be a Dale throw-in deep inside Fleetwood half. Jimmy Keohane into the feet of Dooley. Quick 1-2 there, releases the ball back to Dooley. He's going to have to work in between the players here and try and find his way down that side. But it's a good block challenge in the end by Max Clark, and Dale just can't seem to get away from that position on the pitch at the moment.
Just got forced out there, didn't he? 3 Fleetwood men sort of surrounding Stephen Dooley, and as he went into a bit of a cul-de-sac, we did well to win the throw-in as Jimmy Keohane this time wins another throw-in. Dale.
Yeah, it's about 3 successive throw-ins from pretty much the same spot on that side. A quick throw-in straight to the feet of Morley. Good movement here, and Newby's cutting in field in his left foot. He might fancy the strike. He lays it off to Rathbone, who cuts back onto his right. He flicks it forward, a beautiful loop, and Dooley's got a chance.
Yeah!
Superb goal, and Stephen Dooley with the first goal in front of Dale fans of 2021. And well, it wasn't a bad one, was it? Great little lift over from Ollie Rathbone. Sum that one up.
Unbelievable. What a goal to start, kick things off. As you say, Stephen Dooley has been sort of Dale's liveliest player so far, I think, and again he found a a great spot. Timed his run to perfection as well, and Ollie Rathbone looked like he was winding up just to unleash at goal, didn't he? But so clever from the Dale number 14, just scooping that one over the defence. And Dooley, he couldn't quite get it done the first time, and it pops up a bit awkwardly, but the technique to get his knee over that ball and fire it into the far bottom corner was superb. And the Dale fans inside the Crown Hall Arena love that one.
Yeah, great bit of invention from Ollie Rathbone. The ball was dead in the turf and he just lifted underneath it, flicked it over the top of the defence, and Dooley had a bit of time to bring that one down. It's a great start, and I think it all came really from the movement of the players, but Dale have got another chance here. Udo driving forward from the left-hand side on his right foot, but he's well blocked off there. Ball forward. It's going to be recovered by Owen O'Connell. And Morley is an easy option to midfield. Plenty of space here for Dale. They're moving around really well, and well, a bit of a compact area down that right side, but movement finds space, and Stephen Dooley is eventually challenged, and the ball will spill out for a Dale throw-in. It's a really bright start for Dale.
The movement off the balls is superb so far. That's why we're finding those pockets of space, and in tight areas like this, we're managing to play it around Fleetwood and come out with
the hard work they're doing with the feet is just making the game a little bit easier, finding space. Trialist picks up the ball now and feeds it into Jake Beasley. He's got a little bit of work under attention there, but Rathbone always moving quickly, passes that one into Udo. Udo back into midfield now. Morley takes the turn and clips it over to the right hand side where we'll find Newby. Newby on that left, looking like he might want to cut in, but he can go down the side as well. He cuts back on his left, feeds it into Morley, who's going to try a clipped effort at goal, but it's defended away by Tom Clark. Will just go out for a throw-in on this left-hand side, and Dale turning the screw.
Yeah, another great move. Morley just dropping a bit deeper just so he could pick up that ball 25 yards from goal, and not his cleanest connection. We know he can strike them from there. Didn't quite get a hold of that one, but they'll keep the pressure on.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure if that was a shot or he was trying to clip that one in. It was kind of maybe a halfway house, but caused consternation in the defence as well. Udo rolls his man really well, drives into the penalty area, goes down under the attention. Referee not moved. A little bit soft there.
Yeah, wouldn't be happy if that was given against us. He did win a fair penalty on Wednesday, did Abraham Udo, and I think he just overran that one and maybe just felt a bit of pressure and thought he'd take his chances. But
certainly got something about him, hasn't he?
It was a nice little move of the body, wasn't it, to let the ball run across and try and break into the area.
I think when you're the size he is and you give up quite a lot of physicality to your opponents, you have to be quite clever with your movement, and he was there. Ball forward. Jim McNulty will head it away into Fleetwood players' possession. It's a bit difficult on this side stand because you've got a bit of a gantry in the way, but yeah, it's out for a Dale throw-in. The trialist will pick that one up and looks down the line. Jake Beasley dropping back in to provide the potential header down the line. The ball over the top of him, and Clark will have to volley this one away. It's going to come down with a bit of sunburn, that one. O'Connell will meet it though. Powerful header from him into the Fleetwood Town defence. Jake Beasley will put them under pressure and force that ball back. And that's one thing that Jake Beasley really does give you with his running. Puts pressure on the opposition defenders. Doesn't create an easy pass.
It's like you said before, he doesn't have to win every header that goes aerially, but as long as he puts the defence under pressure, and with Jake Beasley, you know he's going to do that. You know, his running stats last year must have been crazy because he never stops, and he's always seems to be in the right position to be available for the ball or to be able to put that pressure on. He's been a real asset, and hopefully will continue to be so.
He's superb, isn't he? And I think with the running of the attacking midfielders as well, you saw it with Rathbone picking up on the loose balls, and Udo's here as well. It's just someone to really work off. You might not need that second striker. Beasley caught with the follow through on that one. He's rolling around in pain here, but the ball will continue over to the left hand side. It will roll out for a Dale throw in, and well, we talked in the pre-match about trying to get to that first game, that competitive game without any injury, and well, given how focal he's been today, I don't want this one to be serious.
Just been singing his praises, and then that happened. I think the Fleetwood man cleared the ball, and then with his follow through, he's caught Jake just above the ankle and looked like to have it's going to be a sore one maybe.
Yeah, it looks like it caught him around the shin. Hopefully his shin guard caught the most of it, but it's part and parcel of the way that he plays the game. He puts himself about. He had a huge injury hit season last year, getting caught up in some pretty nasty ones along the way. We know he can take the pain, but yeah, he's looking too happy in front of us as he gets attention from the physio.
Hopefully it's just an impact injury and it can be worn off.
Fingers crossed, because as we've seen in these early stages, he's really important in the running and occupying the centre halves. If you've just joined us, Dale have taken the lead in this game. Superb work effort from that right-hand side. Quick movement between the players to feed the ball to Ollie Rathbone on the edge of the area. Then a very deft flick over the top of the Fleetwood back line. And Dooley, you mentioned it, Greg, had time to allow that one to come down, but still a difficult technique. Got to get your hip over that one and drive it low, but he did. Into the far corner, beat Cairns. And well, the Dale fans in attendance today have had a goal already.
Yeah, I'm sure they've been dreaming of that one last night. And Dale fans hoping to come back and see an early goal, and they did so. Jake's just getting to his feet now, helped by the physios.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not too bad one. He is hobbling a little, but as you say, probably one of those impact ones, one you might be able to run off. Didn't look to be in too much pain. We've certainly seen him in worse situations.
Yeah.
He's just giving a bit of a play-by-play about where he felt the boot contacted his leg. It looks like it was around the shin guard, but it doesn't stop it hurting anymore. It just protects the shin a little bit. They are painful. Fleetwood. But it's not, sorry, it's Dale that's going to get his back underway. It's a throw-in on the right-hand side. Jimmy Keohane with it. He looks down the line. He's got Newby to aim at. Newby sandwiched between two Fleetwood midfielders. It's a header back in field, and they work it well here over to this right-hand side. It's with Shaden Morris. He's going to pick his head up and drive forward. He's faced up by Udu, who's done well to get back there. Jay Beasley is now back on the pitch. And, well, Morris is going to drive down this right-hand side. He's beat the trialist and cuts that ball in. It's blocked by Rathbone. The trialist can't quite make it, and Morris tries to drive back in field. The trialist is now blocking him off, and it looks like it's taken a final touch off the trialist there as it goes out for a corner to Fleetwood, their first of the game. And, well, a rare attack forward for the visitors, but certainly caused some problems down that right-hand side, and Morris was at the heart of it.
Yeah, just couldn't quite get hold of that ball in that area, could we, and get rid, and it's a first test for the Dale defence, set piece wise.
Obviously in midweek, undone by a couple of crosses. Dale will be looking to rectify that, the ball in, and, well, O'Connell meets that one. It's going to get to the edge of the area. It's headed back in and flicked towards goal. That time it was by Jordan Rossiter, but it's off target, and well, it's a difficult cross in from the corner. It's right inside the 6-yard box, very cramped in there. Captain put his name on it and cleared it.
Great header, yeah, really great header. Stood his ground well, took a bit of a knock after it, but really good leap and a good strong header from Owen O'Connell.
Well, just what you need really in those situations, accountability and more importantly getting there and getting it clear. Long ball forward, Jake Beasley can't make contact with it. The header from Fleetwood goes all the way into the back line. Jim McNulty tries that flick into the left-hand side of midfield. Udu can't make it that time. Perhaps a bit too wide from McNulty. Could have done with that one being a bit more in field for Udu. Ball
the right idea from McNulty, I think, wasn't it? Just try and gain a bit of ground, and you know, Udu was ahead of his man, so had a chance of keeping that one in. Just slightly overhit from Jim.
He is playing those balls forward, Jim McNulty, when he finds he's got time on the ball, but it's Fleetwood now with time on the ball. Rossiter back into Clark. Clark switches it over to Andrew. Andrew over to Matt Clark. There's a couple of Clarks obviously in the team for Fleetwood. Tom Clark, the experienced one. Matt Clark now on the ball on that left-hand side. He's playing left wing back into Matete, who got a start against Dale in the league game last year. He's struggling for other games, but he's getting his chance again here today. That ball forward, very calmly taken down by O'Connell, but he's very swiftly under attention of McMillan. Referee says that the last touch was a Fleetwood one. It's going to be a Dale throw-in. Jimmy Keohane on the throw-in, looking down the line, and Beasley's back into the thick of it here. He's crowded out that time, header forward, met by Aaron Morley, and it's going to be in Matete's possession now. Back into Holgates, back to Matete, and very swiftly jumped upon by Beasley, and he's lunging at that one. Ollie Rathbone will not be pleased with that, and I think the referee's going to have a word with Jay Matete. Not to be showing a bit of studs there, as he was going through to probably make contact with the ball. It's a dangerous one, isn't it?
Probably a lot worse than it was, and Ollie did well to sort of ride it. But yeah, Matete just lost control of it a little bit, wasn't it? And when you're chasing after one that you've just lost control, that's when it can be dangerous. But
he anticipated well, and
no damage done.
Yep, disguised free kick, and Jim McNulty tries that crossfield ball, and Alex Newby applauds the effort. He knows exactly what he wanted to do, but he couldn't rise and meet that one and keep it in play. tight to the touchline. He rolls to try and head that one back in field for Jake Beasley, but it's out for a Fleetwood throw-in. Taken by Danny Andrews. Usually plays the full-back position for Fleetwood, but trying out this 3-5-2 today. He's on the left-hand side of the 3. He gets that one back from Matete and heads it forward. Dale pick up possession, but lose it almost straight away. Quick switch over to this right-hand side. Finds Morris. Morris picks that ball up and drives in field. It's condensed in there. Dale putting bodies in the way, and it's not easy for Fleetwood to break through. With Danny Andrew now. Ball down the left-hand side to Clark. Clark, his ball down the line. Cannons off Alex Newby. It's a throw-in quickly taken by Fleetwood. Back into Danny Andrew. Into Tom Clark at centre-half. And into Ross Sears again. There's no time on the ball here for Fleetwood.
No, really good work from Dale, but Fleetwood have just worked it well into midfield and out to this right-hand side now.
Bit of space now for Morris to drive into. Udu is over to help the trialist and double up on this dangerous player. He's got backup in Holgate, who takes a touch back into Matete now. And Dale trying to force Fleetwood backwards, a clip ball forward. Well anticipated by the trialist there. His header into Rathbone is flipped forward, and there's a race on here. Can Alex Newby get ahead of Andrews? Good recovery from him. And a pass back into Cairns, and he'll clear his lines.
Great idea from Rolly Rathbone, was it? The spin just took it away from Alex Newby, but really good sort of vision from Ollie to try that one out there to the right.
Yeah, he had to go really quick with that one, and well, there's the MK Dons game of last season. He had a very nice assist into Dooley, the outside of the boot. He's certainly got that invention in his locker. Crossfield ball there, looks a bit too much for either Fleetwood player, and will go out of play for a Dale goal kick. And well, it's been quite action-packed really for a pre-season friendly, especially in these sort of energy-sapping conditions. How sunny it is out there. The players, I'm sure both managers have said, try and give me everything you can. You know, try and get the fitness levels up, and I think both teams are showing it.
Yeah, I think there will be a few drinks breaks at certain points. If the players all went over for a drink when Jake Beasley was receiving treatment. It is that hot out there today as Beasley just nudges Clark to the ground and gives away a free kick. But it's a great start, especially from Robbie Stockdale's men. He'll be really pleased, I'm sure, with how his side have played so far.
Yeah, and it's an opportunity for every player in that squad under the new manager to really make a case for themselves. There's quite a few first and second year scholars that have got their chance in pre-season action to show their wares as well. And well, any potential sort of bit part players from last year, but it's good play here from Fleetwood. Quick 1-2, and well, there's a gap here appearing. It's a strike. That's goal, but it's well blocked in the end. It was Jed Gardner, the young Fleetwood player, on his left foot there, trying to strike that one at goal, but good block in the end.
Yeah, nice little movement between the front two of Fleetwood just to work that opening, and then the Dale defence had to sort of backtrack, didn't they? But O'Connell stood his ground well, got a good blocking. Don't think it was the cleanest strike from Garner, but it does win his side a corner.
Yeah, they're starting to grow into the game now with some nice short intricate play, and well, a corner from that left-hand side will be swung in, met again by O'Connell, but it's only going to come out as far as the edge of the area, but it's going to be quickly picked up by Alex Newby. He's going to drive this one out of his penalty area, and he's complimented by a number of Dale players. He gets past a player and feeds it over to the left-hand side, and Udu on his right foot cuts in field. He's got an option down the left in the trialist cuts it into the box.
Oh.
Well, Beasley was an inch away from just tapping that one into the back of the net. In the end, it's great defensive work from Jamie Matete to put that one behind for a Fleetwood corner, but sorry, for a Dale corner, but that's some counter-attack.
Superb, wasn't it? The movement was incredible. As soon as Newby picked it up and broke free, the blue bodies that were streaming forward was superb. Nice work from Newby to Odo, and then Odo to the trialist.
Yep, Morley will fire this one into the middle. There's no Dale header close to Tom Clark, who clears his lines. He's going to go as far out as Ollie Rathbone, who goes back to the trialist on the half-rail line. He's going to try and pick that one up and drive forward. He's going to be met almost by the Fleetwood player, but uses Aaron Morley, and Dale will keep possession here. They were hoping to try and get that ball back into the Mitzer, really, but well, Fleetwood responded well and pushed the ball back into Dale's back line. Time for the players to sort of reset into positions when they're in possession of the ball. Ball over to this left-hand side now with the trialist hugging the touchline. We do even more so. To play 1-2. The ball back into Jim McNulty, who 1 year contract extension this summer, part of the coaching staff, but in the starting lineup today has looked pretty solid.
Yeah, been involved in a lot of the build-up players with those balls forward as well. Jim McNulty, and he's obviously amazing character to have around the squad, because it really helps along those younger players, bringing all that experience that he's got. And I'm sure Robbie Stockdale will be leaning on him from that side of things as well.
Good ball forward by O'Connell into the feet of Dooley. He turns and gets someone into Newby. Newby's very quickly pressurised by Matete, and Fleetwood will pick the ball back up, but the ball forward, little aimless, headed down by O'Connell and safely into the possession of Aaron Morley. Morley will about turn and play that one into midfield. Rathbone just evades his marker there, quick feet, and Udu's presenting an option down this left-hand side, so the trialist. Rathbone holds on to it, sees the run of the trialist there and cuts back onto his right foot. Just back heels that one back for Udu. And he gets on his run there. Morley tries to find Udu, chest down, and he's going to strike across goal. Oh. And it is actually a cross goal, doesn't actually go towards the goal. Dale will keep the ball in play, and Stephen Dooley will feed that one back into Aaron Morley central. Really nice ball from him forward for Udu. This time to the trialist, ball in, met by the head of the Fleetwood player, and back out to the trialist now. Flit down the left-hand side. Udu's got space. He had to shield his eyes from the sun there, but eventually brought the ball down. He's driving along the edge of the penalty area, feeds it out to Aaron Morley. Clip ball forward. Seems to be seeing a lot of that around the edge of the area. Try and clip it over the top of the Fleetwood back line, but that time it doesn't quite come off. And Jordan Ross pirouettes a few times there. Feeds the ball into Gardner, who under pressure feeds it back into his defence. Fleetwood, period of calm possession now after Dale pressed forward.
Again, Dale on the ball, superb movement again, just working those areas. Udu getting in behind, and if his ball across goal was a bit lower, Alex Newby was there waiting. But the play to get into those areas so far in his first half has been superb.
Yeah, there's some great spaces being opened up by the running of the Dale players, and some more running now for Jake Beasley to do. He gets in ahead of Clark, who's shown his years there. He cuts back and gets back at him. Keohan supporting. He might fancy a goal to get himself set up for the season, but he feeds it back into Dooley, clips to the back post, and Cairns versus Udu. An easy one if you've got the hands as well. But he had the positioning too. Good on his toes there by the Fleetwood keeper. But Dale, yet again, playing that longer ball, utilising the long legs and running of Jake Beasley.
Yeah. That's what it gives you. It gives you that option of moving into those channels, running in behind, which he did down, and he's a big, tall guy, Jake Beasley, but he's certainly no slouch. Got a bit of pace about him, is it?
When he gets that stride, that's what gets him going, when he really gets into his stride and just breaks away from Clark. But give Clark his credit, he got back really well, used his experience to face Beasley up, and Dale in comfortable possession. I say comfortable as the trialist just lifts that one over his right foot back towards Jim McNulty, back inside the Dale penalty area here. O'Connell will use Jimmy Keohan. Keohan has the option in field of Morley, but plays that one forward for Jake Beasley. There's an option here for Udu, just got into a really nice bit of space, but Beasley's head was down trying to protect the ball. Morley gets across to try and cut out the through ball, but well, in the end the trialist with a very important cut out there as the Fleetwood threatened to attack.
Covered well, I think, the trialist. Got back and saw the danger, cut it out.
That's good anticipation.
Good. Fleetwood were looking quite threatening there. Good bit of movement in the middle third, but Dale with it back, and Lynch goes along looking for Beasley again. Yeah,
there's a little bit of tanglement there between Clark and Beasley. You'll see a lot of that in his role. Jay Beasley is the target man. Could be against centre halves, and this could be the first of a few drink breaks this afternoon.
Yeah.
Tempted to have one myself. It's a very, very warm afternoon, and well, if that first period was anything to go by, I think both sets of players have earned their drink.
Definitely. Yeah, we said there might be a few of these, as I'd expect. Temperatures nearly reaching 30 degrees down there, so well deserved. But Dale have been really impressive so far.
Yeah, the movement for me is one of the stark contrasts. You're seeing so much activity in sort of triangles on different areas of the pitch. It feels like they're giving themselves multiple options, moving the ball around really quickly, and it's producing results and chances for Dale. Stephen Dooley, of course, with the goal. But Udu flashed a shot across the bows of Alex Kearns. It is a good attacking performance so far from Dale, and they'll just take some moments here to just get those hydration levels up, because it must be incredibly draining out there. Obviously, pre-season. Usually, you know, especially if the club's a little bit better off, you might go abroad. No need for that today.
No, not in weather like this. It's a bit of a rarity in it to get a prolonged spell of weather like this up here, but we'll take it while we can, and should last into Tuesday as well, and fans will be back inside the Crown Arena again as Rotherham come to visit.
Yeah, I think a quick shout out for that game. Obviously, tickets are on sale. You can go to the website and get that one. It's the IFC Club. Clubshop.co.uk and then /tickets. And well, I actually I bought tickets on it the other day for the Rotherham game. It's incredibly easy to do, and yeah, nice to see the movement of technology in the club as well with the barcodes on the turnstiles and things.
Yeah, seems hopefully it's gone well today. They've got
hopefully not too many.
Few hundred fans inside the stadium today, so work well for those hopefully.
Yeah, I think you always worry sometimes when change happens, but it isn't always for the bad. Sometimes good things come from it. Anyway, Fleetwood will get us back underway from the drop ball from the referee. Cairns plays that one out to Andrews, back into Clark now, who plays it over to Holgate. Holgate wants a bit more movement forward, and he's not happy with what he's seeing down the right-hand side from Morris, and they flip the ball over to the left-hand side. Ball takes a bounce there, and O'Connell reads it well. He's under pressure from Gardner, and he's worked himself into a corner there, plays it off the Fleetwood forward, but he's getting himself into a bit of trouble there, O'Connell.
Yeah, didn't the first couple of touches didn't go on. Maybe he had planned, but he did well to recover and win the throw in, which Kean takes.
Ball down the line, and it's picked up by Fleetwood. Working it nicely in patches, but give the ball up to Dale here. Ball in field. I think that was meant for Rathbone, but Morley brings it under possession. I know to stand on that one. Almost try and goad McMillan into trying to get that ball off him, and the trialist does well to evade Morris down this left-hand side for Dale, but the ball forward can't find Rathbone. It's picked up by Rossiter and fed into Matete. Player on that left-hand side in Clark if Andrews wants to find him, and he does, but too much, I think. Powerfully hit pass across the left-hand side and out for a Dale throw-in.
Asking a lot, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's how's your touch kind of pass, and unfortunately he couldn't even get close to test his touch. Quick throw-in taken 1-2 between Keohan and Dooley, and Dooley will feed that one back into the centre half. Jim McNulty, time on the ball there, and he feeds it into the trialist, who gives it back to McNulty. He's not immediate pressure here really from the Fleetwood front line. Dale able to pass it around the back at will. Ball forward by Keohan, and that's going to ask a bit of Alex Newby.
Miscommunication there. Newby had come short down that right hand side. Keohan thought he was going to go long, just holds up hand in apology.
He'd come into a really nice pocket of space as well. Alex Newby dropping short, and unfortunately Keohan's ball forward anticipated the run down the line. Out for a goal kick, quickly taken by Alex Kearns into Andrews, flipped down that side from Clark, and O'Connell's across to it, but he can't quite keep hold of that one. Ball into the middle to Rossiter, and Rathbone just snuffs that one straight away. Drive across by Alex Newby, and quick passing from Dale finds Jim McNulty in space.
Rathbone again, really reading that well, picking up on the interception. And he's done that well so far today. We know what his game's about. He's all action, isn't he? He'll give you 110%.
He tries to be everywhere at once, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and he's been reading the play really well today.
Ball looking for Jake Beasley here, who makes the run off him, but it's going to be met by the head of Holgate into Morris, fed backwards into Ross, who clips that one down the line for the run of Garner, but Jim McNulty's just going to feed that one into Jay Lynch, who's going to take a couple of touches here. Attention from Garner means the clearance is low, headed on by Morley, but well, not headed on low that time by Morley. He's clattered as he went up for that one. The referee not giving anything, but Morley's got a bit of a sore hip from that one. Fleetwood keep possession in midfield, looking over to this right hand side now. Morris in a bit of space. Trialist gets touch tight now, and well, Morris will get beyond him. Good movement from him and a clip ball in, but it's that man again, Rathbone. He is everywhere, and he puts a block on that one, but at the expense of a Fleetwood corner.
Yeah, superb from Rathbone. Morley just feeling the effects of that aerial challenge, which I think he was upended a little bit. Something in his game that goes unnoticed. I think Aaron Morley wins a lot of headers in those midfield areas.
Yeah, he's grown a bit of stature obviously coming through the academy, he was a lot shorter, but he's matured now, and he's bringing that into his game. Cross from this right-hand side into the middle, well met by Jim McNulty and headed out of danger. Ball though recycled, and it's going to be Matt Clark to try and clip this one back in. Morley putting the pressure on that time. Produces a scuffed cross that just clears the crossbar and goes out for a Dale goal kick.
Ironic cheers from the Dale fans, something that you didn't realise you missed, but
it's the little things, isn't it? Can't wait until that first competitive action back home. That's going to be the real one, I think. Get the fans back in loud voice. A bit difficult under still restrictions. Ball forward from Lynch with a touch of a bounce there, cleared by Andrews, but it'll go out for a throw-in to Dale. And Dooley's not going to take that one. He's going to give it back to Keohane. Quick throw-in into Morley, brings it under touch, but pressure means he has to pass that one into Keohane. That goes back to O'Connell and then back into the back line. Jim McNulty brings that onto his left foot. And you can see it in the front line, actually. When the centre halves on the ball, the front line are moving around. They know that that long ball is a possibility, and they're causing problems for the Fleetwood defence. Newby and Keohane this time trying to give that long ball option, but the Fleetwood defender does really well, Danny Andrews. He picks up possession again, and Tom Clark into Rossiter, back to Clark, and time for Dale to just take a breather there as Fleetwood try and play that one into the middle. A poor touch, just entices the chance of Beasley. He thinks he's caught there, high up on the thigh in the sliding challenge, but he's back to his feet. He's moving around, didn't like it. You can see with the little shove he gave on Dan Batty, and referee allows play to go on.
Feel a bit aggrieved, didn't he, I think, and wanted to make sure Batty knew where he was. Dale just having to watch Fleetwood pass it about. Probably their most prolonged spell of the game so far, isn't it, in terms of possession?
Rathbone snapping in with the pressure, and Udu is backing that up as well, but well cleared out to this right-hand side by Cairns. Finds Holgate, who'll stride forward. He's got Morris on the touchline. He takes it and finds the path down the line blocked, so it goes back into Holgate. Into Batty, who'll switch that one over to Matt Clark, well taken down on the first touch and fed back into Andrews, who's capable of putting a good cross in on his left foot, but into the feet of McMillan there. Under pressure means that ball has to go backwards, and I think Dale's defensive shape has been really sound, actually. Fleetwood have worked their way beyond it a couple of times with some really clever play, but in the main it's been pretty sound, hasn't it?
Yeah, really set out with the 4 and then 3 midfield as well. Newby and Udu really putting a lot of yards in as well, closing the wing backs down. Beasley, of course, harrying the defensive line.
Yeah, Morris, he looks alive wide down the side, breaks beyond the trialist again. He's got back up in Udu, but he'll get beyond him as well. Clips that ball to the far post, and well, it's met first time, but cleared away by Ono Colley. Well anticipated because the strike was on, but he was passed back across the 6-yard box, but the attack's not over. And, Max Clark's cross is rebuffed at source, out for a throw-in, and they'll try and switch things over. Fleetwood starting to get forward here, and it's Morris that's at the heart of a lot of it. He's on the ball now, back into Holgate. Holgate into Jed Gardner, who's dropped short from his striking position here to try and affect play. He's picked that ball up and flicks it into a nice bit of space on the left-hand side. Andrew clips that ball in. It's a dangerous one, but headed away by McNulty out to the back edge of the penalty area, and Udu will pick that one up. He's not got a lot to work with forward. Only Jake Beasley might be best served in cutting back and keeping all the ball, and that's exactly what he does there.
Yeah.
Back into the trialist, and very intelligent by Udu there. Very easy to get a rush of the blood to the head, I think, and drive forward.
Yeah, he's like you say, been lively today. He's been lively in the first couple of pre-season games as well. He's really trying to stake a claim for the starting spot come competitive action.
Rathbone's got a really nice bit of space here. Clark had dropped off, so the offside trap not laid too well for Rathbone, but the ball forward just too much for him there. Well blocked off in the end by Cairns. Stops Rathbone from keeping that one in. He applauds the effort though, and I thought it was a bit of a poor line from Clark.
Yeah, a bit of an
With his
opportunity, wasn't
experience.
there, to get him behind there from Rathbone. But just slightly overhit.
Looking lively in these early stages, as is Jake Beasley doing that running. But Fleetwood, to their credit, are passing it well round the back, short passes in triangles, finds its way into Rossiter, now to Garner. He's got Morris on the right and options forward in McMillan, but it's going to go to Morris. McMillan just drops off. Ball now across from Batty, and it's flicked in the middle, and he's frustrated with that one. He knows he should have done better in the middle. It was plenty of power on the cross, so just really directed at goal. But not enough contact to that one. It's going to go out for a Dale goal kick.
Yeah, Rossiter it was, wasn't it? Just finding that space to run into, and he was angry with himself. You could probably see on the stream. He was
still a lot to do from that kind of distance.
Yeah,
though.
it was slightly behind him, wasn't it? Maybe. You say got to sort of generate a lot of power as well when it's behind him. And
takes some doing to beat the keeper from that kind of distance, but if you catch him on his toes, there's a chance. But Jay Lynch was alive to it. Good clearance from him, flicked on by Beasley, and Newby will put the chasers on, but it's flicked up into the air by the Fleetwood defender, and well, both players caught there, flailing arms, and Morley it is that's hit the deck. He's haunched at the moment, as is Jay Matete.
He's taken a couple of blows so far, Aaron Morley, in terms of trying to win those aerial battles, and like you say, he's couldn't even get up for that one. Must have been caught by a flailing arm, which referee picked up on straight away.
Free kick given to Dale just inside the Fleetwood half. I keep commentating like it's a radio commentary, but I'm aware that people are watching this on YouTube. Yeah, if I get too descriptive, it's what I'm used to. Dale with that free kick just inside the opposition half, and just to the right side of the centre circle. O'Connell stands over it. He's got options to the right side with Newby. Fleetwood not committing too many players back, but a drop deep here. O'Connell shifting Beasley and Udo over to his left-hand side. It's a disguised one because it's played short into Keohane, down the line to Newby, back to Keohane, and well, back to the free kick taker and back all the way to the goalkeeper, unfortunately. Good work from Fleetwood to cut down the intended path down that right-hand side. Ball into the feet of the trialist, who plays that one back into Jay Lynch, who strikes through that one quite true. Beasley and Clark in that tangle, but the header from Clark only finds Aaron Morley, who can bring that one down comfortably. Keohane just under a bit of pressure there, feeds that one back into Owen O'Connell. He's going to look forward and clip a ball into midfield, brilliantly in between the lines for Rathbone. He has to scurry to pick up his first touch, but finds Alex Newby, who's lively here on his left foot, but good block challenge by Jay Matete. Gets that ball back into Fleetwood possession, and well, they're going to keep hold of it here. Well, say that, and a deflection takes it into Jay Beasley, who feeds that one into the trialist, and it's a poor pass from him, unfortunately. Couldn't find Udo, but he makes up for it with a challenge, and Udo's got space here, driving towards the left-hand edge of the box, cuts on his right foot, forgets to take the ball with him, but plays it back to Aaron Morley, who's got a bit of space here. Space up that right side for Dale. Dooley will cut it onto his right foot, shaped like he was going to go for the shot, but finds Newby. Newby has an option in Keohane. He's jockeying, looking to try and turn his man, and runs into trouble there. Takes on two Fleetwood players and bundles into them. Perhaps Keohane the better option.
Yeah, it took on a bit too much there, didn't like say. Alex Newby trying to jiggle his way through two men into the area, but he's got a bit scrappy for a minute there, didn't it? And Dale did come out eventually with the ball. Good harrying from Newby to win that ball back, and Udo broke really well, as you say, just couldn't quite take the ball with him when he was one-on-one with Clark, and a real opportunity to get at him, but again, promising signs from Dale.
It is good to see it scrappy in the midfield there. You heard the manager in his first interview with the club talk about being difficult to play against, and that kind of battle in midfield and that kind of hard work from the midfielders just adds to that, and turns the ball back over for Dale. You can't score a goal if you don't have the ball, and Jay Lynch has it at the moment. Ball looking long for Jake Beasley, who's under attention again by Clark, and well, that ball in field from Dooley, can't find his man. But Rathbone picks up on the loose one, finds Dooley, back now over to Keohane. Keohane back to Dooley. Dooley very quickly faced up by the Fleetwood player, forced back into his defenders. Jim McNulty now feeding it into the trialist on his left foot, looking for that short ball into Beasley. Very close by was Tom Clark to make sure he didn't have the chance on that one. Udo, good running up against Harrison Holgate, forces that ball out for a throw-in. Quick 1-2 between the trialist and Ollie Rathbone. And Dale will have comfortable possession here with Jim McNulty. No immediate chase down by the Fleetwood player. Beasley tries to make a run off his man, but the ball forward headed down by Holgate, only as far as Udo. A lot of these second balls are being picked up by Dale. Ball infield to Morley, good switch over to Keohane, who can pick that one up on the stride. Uses Alex Newby on that right hand side. He tries to take on his man in Matt Clark, but well, he's done well to keep at him there. Newby cut back and tried to break beyond him there. Trailing leg, Newby thinks brings him down, but the ball already out of play, I think.
Yeah, it must have been, because it was certainly a foul if the ball had stayed in play. It's sort of his trademark little chop, isn't it? There he deceived a lot of defenders with last season.
Yeah, I remember the Sunderland game. It was probably his best game all season, I think, for me. And the work he did on the right hand side in that game, and being able to cut on that left foot is an option. Trialist put under a bit of trouble here, and he's going to be out-muscled by Morris, who's going to drive forward towards the edge of the box. His shape and strike, and well, that's on target, but a strong arm away by Jay Lynch. Clears it only as far as left-hand side of the penalty. A clip back in, and well, Jay Lynch, 2 superb bits of play for Jay Lynch there. He's been a relative spectator at times, but he's come alive just now.
First real save that he's had to make, isn't it, Jay? Got down low to his right, but the way he sort of punched the ball away from the oncoming Fleetwood attackers as well was superb, and did manage to get the ball back in the area, but he read the crossing really well, and it was sort of a relatively simple one for him to take, but he still had to do it. So
Shane
well played,
Morris
Jay.
for Fleetwood looks some player. He did really well driving down this side and just using his physicality to strength off the trialist for Dale, and that strike between the legs, very textbook really, going for that far corner, but Jay Lynch equal to it. Superb from the Dale keeper to get down, and that strong arm, as you mentioned, just get out of that harm's way. But Fleetwood will come again, trying to work their way down the left-hand side. It's in with Danny Andrews, who feeds it into Rossiter. Rossiter has some time on the ball now, and it's unusual in midfield. Dale just perhaps taking a little bit of a breather here, as Fleetwood have some possession. Holgate into danger and straight into Rathbone, really. That ball into Udo. Udo's just shoved off the ball there. I don't think he needed to be, because he was just kind of off balance. I think Holgate could have nipped in and taken that one without giving away the foul. Soft one, but certainly a foul.
Yeah, Abraham had just got that first touch in there, and it was bundled over, which is sort of music to his ears really, because Fleetwood have had the ball on the halfway line as a minute of added time goes up on the board.
Wonderful. Fisher holding up the minute, and Dale hopefully going to cap off an impressive first half here with a late foray ball into the box, and well, the trialist trying to be clever there. I think he was trying to clip the ball into the 6-yard box and try and hurdle the challenge, but couldn't get beyond the defender. And well, Fleetwood quickly pick up on that one. Quick goal kick taken, and maybe it will be them to have the last chance of the first half. They'll have to be quick with it. Ball in midfield with Batty over to that left-hand side, and Clark not going forward at any great pace here. Back with the keeper now. The referee puts the whistle to his mouth and brings to a close that first half of action, with Dale fans back in at the Crown Hall Arena. And what a first half. Dale taking the lead through Stephen Dooley, and a really well-worked goal there. Just the perfect tonic after a year of difficulty, a year of no fans, to see them back in and see a goal of that kind of quality. Great first half by Dale.
Yeah, really, really promising start. Fans must be delighted to be back and watching that performance in the first half. Capped off with, I say, a really, really neat goal as.
Yeah, Callum just gets a nice spray from the sprinklers. The pitch needs water as well as everybody else here in the stadium. And I think with that, we're going to take a little bit of a break and have a little bit of something to drink, just to top up the levels, and we'll be back with you for the second half. See you soon. Welcome back to the Crown Hall Arena for the second half of this pre-season friendly between Dale and Fleetwood, where Dale lead 1-0 through an 8th minute goal by Stephen Dooley. Superb one it was, and well, through the half-time break we saw a couple of players for both sides going through some fitness running and things, which sort of indicates they're likely to come off, and Dale have made a change. And is that Joe Dunn at left-sided centre-half instead of Jim McNulty?
Jim McNulty's being replaced by...
I've not seen any boards go up yet to give us any hint as to who else has gone off it. Thought Roster had made way for Fleetwood, but we've not had any confirmation, which is pretty useful.
I don't think they're doing making note of substitutions via the full officials board today.
Yeah, we'll just have to do some...
It's a bit of a stab in the dark, but...
we'll have to do some working as we go along here. But yeah, Jim McNulty swapped with Joe Dunn, who's on for Dale, and well, Fleetwood trying to keep an eye on the numbers. I mean, there's a 12 on the pitch for them that isn't even on the team sheet. It's James Hill and Harrison Biggins on for Fleetwood, is it?
Yeah, 27 and 23 for Fleetwood. Hill and Biggins have come on. And just the one change at the break for Dale, Joe Dunn. And for Jim McNulty, who was doing a bit of extra running at half time down in front of the reside stand.
Yeah, there's no excuses of just coming off at half time. You've got to do your 60 minutes worth, and Joe Dunn, the substitute, gets his first touch over to the left hand side for the trialist, who continues at left back, and that ball forward out of play for a Fleetwood throw-in. Ball back into the Fleetwood back line, and well, they're going to retain. Well, it doesn't like they're retaining the 3, does it? Oh, there might be actually. It's quite fluid at the moment as Batty kind of filled in, but yeah, here's a back 3, and the fullbacks have both pushed on. It's now with Holgate, who plays that one forward, looking for the run off McMillan. It's too long, and Jay Lynch will use his area to get that one in both hands. Joe Dunn provides the options out left-hand side. He's dropped deep and got plenty of space over there, but he's waved away by Jay Lynch. And instead uses Jimmy Kearhan on this right-hand side. He picks the ball up now and takes a touch out of feet to drive forward. He's got his head up all the time and tries to clip that ball forward into Jake Beasley. A little clip, trying to find a bit of space down that right-hand side for Alex Newby to run into. Just straddles the edge of the area, and Cairns will come out and gather that one. Rathbone really squeezes up on Jay Matete there to try and get the ball, but well, he's back in Dale possession. The trialist will try and score to keep that one back in play. Does well to keep it down the line, and Udu gets a shove in the back. Well seen by the referee, 2 hands in the back there, and foul given inside the opposition half, and well, they'll stand over the ball, stopping Dale from taking the quick free kick. Take it backwards into Joe Dunn. Trialist and Joe Dunn exchanging passes here. Joe Dunn just pulls that one to his left foot and clips the ball forward. Bit aimless that time, unfortunately, straight into Andrews, and well, Rathbone leaving one in there on Matete. Matete quickly over the free kick, plays it off to Holgate, who chooses not to go down the line this time, feeds it back in to the middle to James Hill. Now it's this left-hand side, and a ball clipped into another of the substitutes. Fleetwood playing it around quite well between the two there, but a stray pass from Dan Batty goes straight out of play for Fleetwood, and it's going to be a Dale throw-in, quickly taken by Kearhan. Kearhan gets it back from Dooley, ball forward, and it's swept up by Matete there, but Beasley makes enough of a nuisance of himself there to just try and pry the ball away, but Dooley just can't pick up on the loose one, and Fleetwood will try and bring us out from the back. James Hill played some league minutes for Fleetwood last year, and he's on the right hand side of that back 3, trying to pick up where Holgate left off in that first half. Throw-in now for Fleetwood.
Been a bit of a scrappy one to start this second half, as both teams tried to get settled down and play some of the football they were in that first half. Long throw. O'Connell just late linesman's flag there, and it's it'll be a free kick to the visitors. Biggins going down on the challenge of O'Connell.
A very late one. This will present an opportunity for another set piece for Dale to defend. The line they're looking to take is quite high. They're looking to try and go in line with the wall here. And that ball is to the right side of the penalty area. The referee lays down the spray, telling Dale exactly where that wall needs to be. Just Udo and Rathbone, not the biggest of walls. And well, this could be a dangerous one. Left-footed and right-footed options from that right-hand side. Packed penalty area. It's swung in left-footed at goal, and well, Jay Lynch just caught unawares there. Lashed in at his near post, perhaps anticipating the cross. Take nothing away from that stinging effort. It's a powerfully struck free kick and beats Jay Lynch to the punch.
Yeah, unbelievable strike. You know, the whip on that left foot and the sort of the power on it as well, just sort of deceived Jay Lynch a little bit, and couldn't really get close to that one from his starting position. But yeah, there's some goal to level things up from a Fleetwood perspective.
Yeah, it's they've started the second half competitive, and Matete rides a challenge in midfield, working over to that right hand side into the feet of Morris now, who's looks continually lively, and it's Rathbone that snaps in with a challenge, but it's a powerful one, and the ball goes all the way out for a corner. Fleetwood could have the chance here for a quick fire double. We've really started this second half extremely lively, and well, Dale just weren't ready for that free kick.
No, it was a wonderful strike. Still had to execute the free kick, did Danny Andrew, but Ollie Rathbone just getting a bit unlucky there to concede that corner, putting a strong challenge in, which is taken short now by Lane.
Yeah, Lane into Matete, he gets that one back, and he's looking lively on the edge of the area, feeds it in, and a ball tries to be struck. Well, Lane picks up on the loose one, it spills back out to the edge of the 6 yard, the edge of the penalty area, and just doesn't quite catch hold of that one. Well off target from him, but he's looked lively since coming on.
Yeah, been a good start from the visitors this second half.
He's just joined Fleetwood from Hyde United, and well, step up, but since some of the interviews that the club staff at Fleetwood have done about him, and they've praised his work ethic, and we're seeing that in abundance. Ball forward, looking for Alex Newby. Offside flag. Catches him out there. Right thing in terms of putting that ball forward. Newby perhaps just jumping the gun.
Yeah, good run from him. Just missed time slightly. I don't think he was too happy with the offside flag going up, but did look to be from our position.
Fleetwood goes back underway. Long ball down that right hand side over the head of Joe Dunn, who's going to be put under pressure here by Garner, and well, he's just managed to clear that one out for a throw-in. Fleetwood looking a more lively team in the second half, have really come out fighting. And James Hill will go forward to take this throw-in. Almost acted as if he was going to launch one in, but goes back into Matete, moving it around. Fleetwood forcing to going backwards though through good sort of shape from Dale, but yeah, moving it very swiftly down that right hand side. Quick 1-2, and that one just goes too far for James Hill to get onto, and it's going to spill out of play for a Dale throw-in. The trialist picking that one up. Joe Dunn's dropped really deep to present an option, but Fleetwood are awake to it. Forces the trialist down the line. Flicked in field by Beasley, and Fleetwood are now first to every second ball, but Dale have picked up on the scraps here. Ball across from Stephen Dooley into Jimmy Keohan. He's picked his head up and looked down the line towards Alex Newby, but he hadn't quite got over enough for Jimmy Keohan to put that ball down the line. It stayed in with Dale, and that ball into midfield. Difficult one for Aaron Morley. He had to try and pass that one first time, but Fleetwood have picked up on it. Driving forward through Garner. Garner gets that one back into Batty, out to that right hand side, and Fleetwood really trying to turn things here. Morris using that pace, getting to the byline, cuts it back, and well, looked like it teed up very nicely for some sort of overhead kick, but it didn't go for it. It's fed back out to Danny Andrews. Andrews tries to play that one through the middle. Fortunate that one's picked up in the end by Biggins. Biggins back out to that right hand side and flipped back over to Lane. There's a bounce on that one which just slows it down, makes him pass it back to Danny Andrews. Andrews on the overlap, and he gets beyond him. Newby's trying to cut out that cross, but the cross too deep from Danny Andrews that time and out of play. And Fleetwood really just firing at the start of the second half, and Dale struggling to cope at the moment.
You've seen the team to up the ante a little bit, don't they? Simon Grace and the men, they've had a really bright start to this second half, popping it about really well. Dale just struggling to get as close as they were in that first half to them.
Certainly something needs to change here for Dale. They need to respond to this action from Fleetwood. Beasley beat in the air that time. Really great take from Dooley. Superb touch from him to just kill that one dead in the turf. And he's kept possession there under intense pressure. Ball back with O'Connell. Out to Kearhan, who looks down the line, but he's got Beasley infield. Clips over the back line. Newby's going to try and keep the defender honest as well. Working out to his left-hand side, and a clearance down the line goes out of touch. And well, it's really good tracking from Newby and Beasley in tandem there. And well, we are going to get told about a change this time. It's going to be Matt McMillan making way, and 17, which is Ryan Edmondson, the Leeds loanee, I think. And Edmondson spent the last half of last season on loan at Northampton in League One. Wasn't as prolific as he'd have hoped. Only got a couple of goals for them, but prior to that, he was in Aberdeen at the first half of the season. Had a nice spell in the Scottish Premier League. Again, only the 2 goals, but he's quite highly rated by Leeds, and he's got a full season with Fleetwood this year. He's going to cause problems, you think, up front. A new threat for Dale to deal with as that ball down the right-hand side can't connect. It's going to go out for a Dale throw-in. Rathbone trying to be inventive though. Really nice little nutmeg touch from Udo there, keeping possession for Dale, and a crossfield ball from the trialist finds Kearhan. He's going to be very quickly set upon by Lane, but finds Dooley and gets on the move. Kearhan feeds it into Beasley, who's never really quite had that one under his touch after the pressure from the defender. And well, Fleetwood have picked the ball back up.
Yeah, good pressure from the midfield three of Dale then as the ball went into the Fleetwood midfield. They did well to keep hold of it, play it to their back line, and again they will have the possession.
And they're going to be pressed only by the one man up front for Dale. And you see quite a clear shape here in defence. It's a one sit in terms of Aaron Morley, and then a flat 4 in front of him with Jake Beasley, the one that's tasked with sort of pressing the back line. And Dale have won the ball back here. It's the trialist on that left-hand side, right-footed pass infield for Stephen Dooley, who's very well met by Matete there. It's a powerful hooked sliding challenge, but a fair one. Wins the ball, and a quick throw-in taken into Udo. Udo back to Rathbone there, and him and Udo exchange once more. Rathbone just plays that one after getting a little knock in midfield, but back to O'Connell. Into the drilled into the possession of Dooley. Dooley finds Kearhan. Kearhan has an option wide in Newby, but he uses infield to Dooley, and Dooley tries to find Newby, but too far infield that time. Newby had kind of lost his footing a little, and it's going to be out for a throw-in to the visitors. And wow, it's a hot day. Dale only making the one change at half-time. You anticipate there's probably likely to be some more in this second half. Can't be expecting too many to do 90 in this kind of heat this early in pre-season.
Got the likes of Conor Grant on the bench, haven't we, to come off Ethan Briley, I'm sure. And
yeah, I mean, Conor Grant's a player that last season, you know, first real foray into men's football, where he's really caught the imagination. A lot of fans I know are quite looking forward to seeing him in person this season, as am I. Could be a real big year for him.
Yeah, hopefully so, and hopefully he gets off to a good start this afternoon. If indeed he does come on, there's a chance for him to maybe get more minutes under the belt on Tuesday as well, so hopefully the fans can get to see him in action. Yeah,
that'll be good as Morris picks the ball up down that right side. He's always looking lively, but he's snuffed out that time. 3 Dale players, but they've won possession back through Garner, fed back and crossed infield, and well, Edmondson using his strength there and unorthodox away by Dale, but it's still in Dale possession. Dooley stretches to keep that one in touch, and well, Newby's away here. He's in behind Danny Andrews. He's down the right hand side and looks like he's going to clip this one into the middle. It's met by Beasley. To the left hand side of the goal, beyond the outstretched arms of Alex Kearns, and that from back to front, what a team move for Dale.
Superb goal, absolutely superb. The ball into Stephen Dooley from Kean was it was almost too far ahead of him, but Dooley did really well to bring it under control, and then Newby peeled off his man. Great run, great ball into him, and he had his time to pick across, didn't he? Beasley pulled off his marker in the middle and created that space. The ball in was perfect, and what a header that was. He still had a lot to do, didn't he, when the ball came into him?
Yeah,
he sort of glanced that one and guided it into the far corner. Yes. Alex Kearns was outstretched, but he couldn't get close to it. Real superb striker's header from Jake Beasley, and Dale back in the lead.
Yeah, back in the lead after a very good start to the second half by Fleetwood, but Dale have responded superbly by going right up the other end, from back to front there. Great passing down this right hand side, and yeah, as you said, a lot of work for Beasley to do with that header. Not a lot of power on the cross because it's coming back, but well, that's what we hope to see more of in this upcoming League Two season. Jake Beasley in and amongst the goals as Fleetwood try and get us back in play, and Batty will play it over to that right side. James Hill into Morris. Morris, again lively, tries to run foot Udu. That low centre of gravity helps him to try and react, and well, the trialist tries to work beyond the Fleetwood player, clatters him in the action as well. The Fleetwood player still to the floor, but Fleetwood are keeping possession here. The referee's going to allow play to go on. Trialist picks the ball back up and plays it forward, looking for Beasley, but Fleetwood will mop that one up in their back line. And well, the Fleetwood player has stayed down here, and they will eventually put that one out, but I think the whistle went before it went out, and he's going to get some attention here. Is it Batty that's down? I think it is.
It looks a bit innocuous, didn't it? As the trialist tried to knock that ball past him, it was a good challenge from the Fleetwood man, and maybe the trialist has just caught him. Hopefully the Fleetwood player is back on his feet shortly as the players go over for a well-deserved drink. But I think that the two goals that we've seen from Dale have both involved really good team movements, haven't they? Team moves, team passing moves as well. So really promising from Dale's point of view. Yeah,
it's what you love to see, really. Team goals. Everyone feels they played a part in that one, and started from a good bit of defensive work on the edge of the penalty area for that second goal, and just a sweeping move down the right hand side. Superb from Newby to get in behind the back line, and presence of mind to just pick his head up and pick his pass. Superb cross, and well, we had a great angle of it actually. I think if it had been over the other side, I might not have appreciated it as much, but it was a you could just see the position of the header and the way he directed that one away from the keeper into that far corner. Absolute striker's header, and he'll be pleased with that one.
Yeah, he will. He'll be absolutely delighted as well, especially when his game was thrown into doubt, wasn't it, with that early challenge that he suffered. But he's obviously run off the effects from that, and what a great header to start his pre-season.
Well, if there's one thing we know about Jake Beasley, is that he'll put himself through the ringer for this team, and well, a player's snuck onto the pitch.
A couple of players have: Conor Grant, Ethan Briley, Matty Dawn's on.
Yeah. Really helping out the commentators.
Trialist B is on as well.
Yeah, let's try and get a sense of who's gone off. So O'Connell has left for trialist B, who slots in on the left-hand side of defence. Joe Dunner's moved to the right side of centre half. Ethan Briley on for Aaron Morley, who is a like for like.
Conor Grant's on for Ollie Rathbone.
Again, pretty much a like for like there between the two. And Matty Dawn straight in up front and replaces the goal scorer. Donny, after a couple of seasons where he's had to fill in various spots, he'll be keen to make that striking position. He
will, yeah. He's not too dissimilar to Beasley in terms of his running. Obviously a different stature of player and different, we give you different qualities, but the work rate of those two players is superb, and Matty Dawn will continue that.
I did worry that that didn't come across that well in perhaps the iFollow coverage and things. It's one of those things that you might pick up on a bit more if you're in the stadium, that the running that the forwards do, Beasley and Doan in particular last season. But well, here's Lane for Fleetwood. Ploughing a bit of a lone furrow down this left-hand side for himself. He's well caught up with by Dooley, and the pass back out of play off Dooley, and it's a Fleetwood throw-in. Back in to Biggins now, and across the back line to James Hill. Hill plays that one down the right side, looking for the run of Morris, and it's going to stay in play. Needs to be dealt with really by the trialist, but he does a good job there of shielding the ball and enticing the challenge. Foul given by the assistant.
Yeah, it did well. Yeah, it did well to shield it, as you say. With strength to draw that foul, relieve a bit of pressure.
It's a difficult one, really. You have a play it early and risk that pass infield to the keeper, or you commit yourself to try and protect it, because it didn't look like it had the legs to go out. No. But a free kick tight to the left-hand side of the pitch, and Jay Lynch will come out of his area to take it, right-footed down the line, and asking a bit of voodoo up against James Hill. Goes beyond both of them and out of play for a Fleetwood throw-in. James Hill will pick that one up. Plenty of movement on the touchline, plenty of substitutes getting warm out there, and a pass back, and it's a goal. Well, a more bizarre own goal you might not see in this pre-season schedule, and the crowd loved it.
Is Matty Doan trying to claim that one?
I don't know. I don't know if he got too much on it, but yeah, pass back towards Cairns, really caught him out, and well, little things you miss. The circus chant from the stands is another one, and yeah, that was a big mistake there. Own goal for Dale, and well, whichever way they take, we'll take them, I suppose. it's in the back of the net, and well, results, as I mentioned, can't be relied upon too heavily in pre-season, but the pressure that forces the pass.
Yeah, we'll take that every week, won't we? I know you said before you can't score if you haven't got the ball, but there is the odd exception.
Yeah, good point. But Fleetwood trying to shake off the embarrassment of that own goal, go forwards, and it's going to be a throw-in for Dale, the trialist, the left-back trialist, that is. He's going to take it. The centre-half trialist B was an option, but into the feet of Udus. Looked lively. Plays the ball down the line, looking for the running of Doan, and I think an example there, perhaps the harassment that led to the pass by Doan, forcing another mistake from Fleetwood. Yeah,
could probably claim an assist on that one, because we mentioned his work rate, and it was exemplified there.
Ball fed out to Keohan. Dooley will come over to this right side. Newby cuts in field. Great interchange between the two of them. Very flexible in their positions. Keohan drives in field and just about keeps hold of the ball under pressure from Lane. Back now with Dooley. Fans like that one from Keohan. Working to keep hold of the ball. Newby prods that one, and Dooley has to go even further backwards towards Joe Dunn, because pressure there from Matete. Joe Lynch under pressure from Ryan Edmondson, but plenty of space for the trialist to pick this one up on the left-hand side. He's got space to move into. Edmondson got some hard running in there to get back and force Dale into playing that one back into the other trialist. Trialist into Connor Grant, who hasn't been seen too much since he came on, but plenty of time for him to grow into this game as the ball is fed into Dooley from Joe Dunn. Newby on the turn, driving forwards now, cuts in field, and Bradley isn't going to get there that time, and a ball forward finds Edmondson, faces up the trialist, who is going to go shoulder to shoulder and shows his strength there, and good movement of feet, and yeah, impressive from him, but not so impressive with the pass forward. Too much of a stretch for Connor Grant, and he can't bring that one under. Fleetwood pick up the possession.
Did really well defensively, didn't he? And then really nice composure and quick feet as well to get round his man before. Just a bit of a loose ball just out of Connor Grant's reach, but even though his little cameo in this second half.
Yeah, even though Edmondson's only 20 years old, he's still experienced and powerful young forward, and yeah, that was good defensive work from the trialist. As well, Morris, he has looked really good on that right side, but that time just closed off in midfield by Connor Grant, and Dale pick up the ball, feeds it into Ethan Briley, who got his first taste of first team action in the first game of last season at Huddersfield Town in the EFL Cup, and this could be a bit of a formative year for him. He'll be targeting first team appearances this year.
Yeah, he's technically, he is a professional now,
a pro,
but he's into his sort of second year of his scholarship, really, in terms of those sort of years. But
it's hard to know what to expect of those ones, isn't it? When the club obviously want to protect that talent by offering the pro deal, but you've got to remind yourself sometimes that they are only in that second year of that scholarship.
He's still only 17, and he's, like you say, a lot of first-team appearances last season.
A nice touch by Udu there with the ball from Brierley. A quick 1-2, and he's got a chance on the edge of the area. He strikes it, but it comes back off the defensive wall of Fleetwood, and Dale will build up down this right side. Alex Newby, who fed the cross over for Beasley's goal, is going to face his man up here, cuts back onto his right foot, goes all the way down to the touchline. Good defensive work, it must be said, by Fleetwood, and the ball forward, fired into Garner. Lane tries to turn back towards goal, but Newby has come back and protected well, and oh dear. I mean, I don't think I've even got that many substitutes left on my sheet, so
yeah.
I'm just going to start calling Fleetwood players, I think, and we'll just take some guesses.
Couple of Dale changes. Brad Wade has come on for Jay Lynch in the Dale goal. And there's
See a little bit Scanlon that's going to come on.
Yeah, looks like Jordan Scanlon, who's featured in the first 2 pre-season games, will be.
Scored the first goal in that final win at Gillingham, didn't he, for the youth team? And if you've watched the pre-season highlights, the package that was put on by the club of the Barnsley game, he looked quite lively towards the back end of that game as well. Certainly seems to have an eye for a bit of movement, Scanlon.
Yeah, featured sort of right wing back position in both the first 2 friendlies, so we imagine he'll come onto that sort of position again. It looks like he's gone for Alex Newby, so a bit further up the pitch this time around if Jimmy Keewan stays at right wing back.
Yeah, hopefully he does play a little bit further forward, because, as I said, the movement that I could see in that highlights package just indicated a player that's just a little bit switched on in the final third, and he might get his chance here today. He certainly seems to have moved into that Alex Newby slot further forward. Jimmy Keehan will stay at home, and yeah, some of our fans will get their first glimpses here of Jordan Scanlon as Fleetwood get ready to take us back underway. I've given up on trying to pick up the Fleetwood changes because there's someone there in Callum Camps's number, and well, it's not him. Chris Clark onto the pitch, and Fleetwood working down the left-hand side lane. Here's the shout of putting that one forward, drills it down the line, a clipped cross, looking for one of the runners on the far side of the penalty area, but it goes out of play, and Brad Wade can just watch that one go. He needs a nice easy introduction into this game, and he's going to get his first touches here from the goal kick. Both centre halves drop in deep on either flank of the penalty area to give the option, but they're going to be waved away here. Brad Wade had a decent spell on loan at Guiseley, well liked there, and actually made the league team of the year, didn't he?
Really highly rated at Guiseley. He's yet to make a professional debut for Dale, but he has featured in pre-season games where I'm sure a number of the fans will have seen him previously, so another chance for them to get a glimpse of Brad Wade today. Yeah,
another player that will no doubt be targeting, trying to break into that first team, but one thing that we've seen today is that there's plenty of competition for spaces, despite potentially further recruitment needed. And Wade, like Jay Lynch, may have to bide his time for that opportunity, but he gets his chance here this afternoon to make an impression. Fleetwood moving it around their back line at the moment, ball forward, that time by Krellin, and kept in play down this left-hand side by Clark. Well crowded out by Dale players, and Scanlon will calmly pass that one back to Joe Dunn. Trio of youth there between Joe Dunn and Ethan Brierley and Scanlon linking up, and Dale will bring that one out from that left-hand side. Brierley, very nicely weighted pass over to this right-hand side for Jimmy Keehan to pick up, back into Joe Dunn now. Dooley takes that one with his back to goal, feeds it over to Brierley, and question, I think, just getting some touches in here, Dale. Short passes seems to be the order of the day, getting everyone some time on the ball.
Ethan Bryler's asking for it every time, always making himself available. He's taking up that Aaron Morley position as the deepest of the three, wanting the ball off his centre halves all the time, which is part and parcel of his game, isn't it? You know, he wants the ball at feet, wants to spray those passes. It's good to see him trying to make his mark.
He absolutely demands responsibility, doesn't he? He's ever since entering the first team picture in that game last year, and some of the games during the EFL Trophy, which are some of my favourites to watch. You could just see the player there, and it's obvious how high a regard he's held in by getting his pro deal so early. Well, he's going to try and come across to win this ball back off Fleetwood, but can't get there. Referee waves play on for a little bit of an infraction, but ball played over to his left-hand side for Lane. Lane will take that one in and play it down the line for Con Clark, who is going to face up Joe Dunn here. He cuts back onto that right foot, delivers a good cross, but it's nobody there on the back edge of the 6-yard box that time. The player from the right-hand side had just cut in too deeply, too central, and the long cross goes beyond him and out for a Dale goal kick.
Yeah, good sort of trickery to create that half yard to get the crossing, but too far over hit.
I think Joe Dunn knows for next time really that the player probably fancies more coming in on that right foot than going towards the touchline on his left. Wade takes that goal kick centrally, loops up in the air, and Grant's just crowded out there. Just a lack of height in the Dale team now really to win those headers in the forward positions. Going to have to really work hard to try and pick those ones up.
Yeah, Conor Grant's probably the tallest in there, isn't he? But it's not someone.
Gamble by Joe Scallons broke the ball to him, and he's got a chance here to strike. And I think his actual save there from the keeper that's put it up against the crossbar, but it's still alive here for Dale. Udo strikes a goal, but another block there just rebuffs that one at source, and they're going to ride that one there. A chance for Dale. Scanlon trying to gamble on a missed touch in defence by Fleetwood, and I think there's a touch there from the keeper. I think it's a save from Crellin.
Yeah, I'd like to see it again, but Scanlon, he took his time, didn't he? He looked composed and
tried to place it.
If Crellin did get a touch to that, it's a superb save, because it's one-on-one, just sticking out an arm, almost Schmeichel-like, and but really good anticipation from Scanlon, wasn't it? Fresh onto the pitch to win that ball high up the pitch.
Yeah, his heart rate must be going 10 a dozen right now, thinking about what could have been if he'd have bulged the back of the net there, but he... I'd like to see that one back, but I'm sure there was a touch there from the keeper. He looked like he was trying to place that one into the top right-hand corner, away from the keeper's grasp, but he took up a good position, the keeper at his near post, and tried to spread himself. It's Scanlon with a big chance there to make his mark for Dale. Briley, he said he likes to spray, and he does there. Ball into the trialist, who can just about kid that one in. And there's a bit of a touch on him there. He goes to ground on the edge of the penalty area, deep on the left-hand side. I think it was... I'm trying to keep track of the Fleetwood changes. It's impossible.
Sure there isn't a number 2 on our team sheet, but what a ball from Ethan Briley.
Yeah, superb.
Perfectly weighted. Good touch from the trialist as well. Good running behind.
Just reminds you so much of Aaron Morley when he broke through, the ability to pick those passes from deep. But Briley, for his size and stature, just has an incredible strike on him. And he's going to get a chance here to whip a ball in. It's deep towards the back post, and Joe Dunn's alive. And the keeper's going to have to do something about that one. The referee thinks there's a clip on the cross, actually.
Yeah, must have. Briley was closed down, wasn't it, as he tried to get the cross in. The referee must have seen that it took a slight deflection. No one else did, but another chance for Dale to get the ball in the box. It will be Briley who's come out to take.
Yeah, right-footed. So obviously an out-swinger from this right-hand side, and movement short from Stephen Dooley. Continues it, but it's looking like it's going to be whipped in here. Lack of height, as we mentioned before, though. And no, instead it'll go short into Udo, who made a movement right across the box to pick that one up. It's now back with Briley, who gives that one back to Dooley. He gets that one back onto his right foot, Briley. Back to Dooley again, and well, that one's played across the middle. Now Joe Dunn takes the touch on his left foot, shows a bit much, but shows strength in the challenge to win that one back. It's back out now with Udo. Udo faces up the man, jockeys to go one way or the other, finds Scanlon between the lines, and unfortunately finds him offside. Good movement by him to get into a position, and Udo sees him, but unfortunately he had broken the lines.
Yeah.
And Dale have got 3 subs of our own to make here.
Looks to be the
trialist.
remaining scholars, is it? Coming on, yeah. The trialist A has gone off for Kasper Mielkowski, second-year scholar, left back. Stephen Dooley's making way for Ben Kershaw. And Abraham Udu is making way for Benicio Jesus.
Benicio Jesus, and Jesus on the team sheet brought back a lot of memories of that final day at Charlton, and Jesus coming over from Spain as well. It's kind of young player, but looks to have a great deal of physicality about him.
First-year scholar as well.
Yeah, we'll watch that one develop, hopefully. It's a chance for youth here to impress the new manager. Stockdale making the changes, and so far I imagine he'd be quite pleased with what he's seen from his players.
Yeah.
Trialist picking up on the ball, feeding it out to Mielkowski. Back to the trialist and clipped down the line into Jesus, who rides the challenge and breaks away. And unfortunately the ball goes out of touch.
Did well, didn't he? And yes, Fleetwood obviously had the better of the start of the second half, didn't they? But once Dale got themselves back in front, we've seemed to have taken command again.
Yeah, looked a bit more comfortable, but Fleetwood possibly will try and work their way back into things here. Matty Doan, as you say, doing all that running along the front line, forcing the passes back to Krellin. Krellin into midfield, and strides taking out defence. There's space on the left-hand side for Lane. He's going to be well found, actually. A touch, and now met by Keohane. He drives in field Lane and plays a quick ball in. The ball across, well blocked that time, and they'll recycle it down this left-hand side. It's Con Clark who whipped in a decent right-footed cross, but back with Lane now, who's looking really lively, trying to move around. Good close control from him, feeding that one back in to Dylan Boyle. Clipped back over, looking for Con Clark, and that first touch takes him back in field. Fed forward, looking for Lane, but straight across to that one. Joe Dunn takes no prisoners with it, and just puts his foot right through the football, clears his lines, and no nonsense.
Yeah, superb. Yeah. Read it well as well, didn't he? It was a dangerous ball into Lane.
Had to, because Con Clark and Lane just seem to be getting a bit of a burgeoning relationship down this left-hand side, and trying to find those quick 1-2s between them. Well found in the end by Joe Dunn, and it's going to be Dale actually with the throw-in down this side, and well, Scanlon trod on as he lies on the deck, having flipped that ball forward. Fleetwood take the throw-in, and it's back in now with Hill. And they're going to work it around the back line here. Matty Doan sort of patrolling things as the furthest forward figure, but he's well flanked actually by Scanlon and Jesus. Is it Jesus, or are we putting an accent on it? Is it Jesus?
It's a bit Jesus, isn't it? Yeah.
Why not? Let's get a bit continental. There's Fleetwood, keep the ball, try and spray over to that right-hand side. There's space this time, and a movement made by Morris, and well, there's a foul there by Mielkowski. The play will carry on, and it's found Edmondson. Edmondson takes a good touch in the middle and puts it into the back of the net, and the referee will feel like he's played his part there. A really good advantage played on that foul on that right-hand side, and perhaps they'll stop playing.
Yeah, seemed maybe that they were waiting for the free kick to be given. Linesman was furiously waving his flag, but the first thing he gets off to put on it, play to the whistle, and not sure whether they did switch off or it was just really good play from Fleetwood to cut that back from the byline, and a decent finish from Edmondson. And
yeah, it's very well cut back, and Edmondson, good first touch, and knew exactly where we needed to put that one to get beyond Bradway. Didn't have to put the power on it, just placed it into the left-hand side of the netting, and well, Dale pegged back 3-2, and well, we'll hope to respond in similar fashion. Hopefully this time a Dale shirt will score the goal, as the trialist presses it over to this right side to Joe Dunn. Joe Dunn finds Keohane, back to Joe Dunn now, and well, he's going to drive out to defence. He's going to be watched by Edmondson, and well, Riley just caught his feet under the ball there, but very quickly gets it back out to the trialist, and also left-hand side, Mielkowski into Jesus. Jesus back into the trialist now, and certainly seems to have a bit of strength to him. Jesus, he can hold that ball back to goal. Wade plays it forward, no height, but might don't want to make a nuisance of himself. Conor Grant will pick up on the loose one, plays it across here, and well, Jimmy Keown's going to have to react to pick that one up. It went beyond Kershaw, and well, Briley back to Keown to Dunn, to Briley, and space over on that left now for Miłkowski. He's got Jesus and Grant down that side. Jesus breaks beyond Grant, finds him brilliantly, and Jesus is to the touchline and just tries to flick that one back in on his right foot. Can't quite find a Dale shirt, and well, Fleetwood will try and sprint the counter here through Con Clark. Con Clark just caught that one in field, and the reinforcements will eventually come down that right-hand side. Con Clark moves all the way over to the right-hand side of the attacking midfield slots, and they are going to be pushed back here. Fleetwood, Dale get back in numbers. Didn't quite capitalise on that counter-attack, Fleetwood.
Got ourselves set, haven't we now? We'll have to do come down the right-hand side now, ball into the area.
Oh, cross in, not met by the trialist, and a flash shot just skims the edge of the penalty area, and Dale will keep possession. Jesus on the ball right now, playing it back to the trialist, who clear that one left-footed down the line. Matty Doan. Not a lot in that, but enough in the back. It's not quite shoulder to shoulder, that one, just enough in the back for the referee to give the loose foul, and well, Fleetwood will get us back underway quickly. Could have developed that for Dale had Matty Doan broke beyond.
He's he's a young lad in the Hill, but it was an experienced win of a free kick.
Yeah, ball in the middle, and well, Edmonds, that's unbelievable touch from him. Just over the top of Brad Wade, and well, that evens things up, 3-3, and well, Edmondson made a huge impact since he came on at half-time. He looks a real player, and it's a very fine deft finish from the cross. A bit disappointing, really, that there's not a Dale shirt to put that one away.
Yeah, it was a good ball in, wasn't it? And I'm not sure how much he will have meant of that finish. Maybe he's trying to bring it down, but if he's meant it was...
I'll be claiming it.
Yeah, you would be. Superb, and perfectly weighted to get over the head and the outstretched arm of Brad Wade.
We do try and not to take too much notice of the result, but
especially these last 15 minutes or so with
so many youngsters on,
yeah, especially from Dale's point of view.
Yeah, this really is a very, very young Dale team out there, with the exception really of Jimmy Keown and Matty Doan really pumping those numbers up.
Keown, the only player to play 90 minutes as well on Dale's side.
Yeah, he's obviously already quite well stocked in terms of his fitness, and he's the man on the ball right now. Picks it up inside his own half, and Fleetwood might feel buoyed that they've managed to get themselves back onto even footing, and well, they've just snuck that ball off Joe Dunn, and he's going to drive forward now by Con Clark. Fired over to that right side, and a clip over the top, looking to try and beat Brad Wade, who was in a bit of no man's land, and fortunately for him, it lands on the roof of the netting.
Yeah, I'd like to think that if it was dropping under, he'd
have got there.
It was a good idea from Biggins, was it? Just clipping that one on the turn from the edge of the area, and very nearly executed it.
Very clever clip from him, and obviously spotted Wade off his line there. Well, Wade's youth allows him to scurry and recover, but it lands on the top of the netting. Goal kick taken by Wade, and well, Matty Doan comes back to try and challenge that one. It drops into midfield. Briley tries to force it forwards, but it's punted back with some pace, and well, the trialist here has got a bit of a battle on his hands, and it's Edmondson again, showing his wily nature to play that one forward. Ball too short that time for Biggins, can't quite make it into the middle, and Dale try and clear the lines, and that from Doan is dangerous. In a league game, surefire yellow, if not a question mark over something else, because he was quite high and stood showing on that one.
A bit late there, wasn't he? But referee just sensibly.
Yeah, it's pre-season, isn't it? Trying to sensibly just keep the game flowing. The referees did a good job, Martin Coy, in trying to keep the game flowing. Obviously played his part in that second goal for Fleetwood as well, in the way that that move developed following the playing of advantage. But Dale been without a forward attack for a while now, and Fleetwood are the ones pressing down the right hand side, and Miłkowski gets across really well there to block the run down the right hand side. Ball to the edge of the penalty area, thinking about the crossing field, but it's very tight quarters there. Dale pushing, and it's Ancio Jesus that's putting the challenge in there, but they're coming away. Good turn of pace and beats Miłkowski. Foul just on the edge of the penalty area. The way he burst out of that pirouette there, Con Clark just managed to evade Miłkowski and just caught the clip on the very tip of the right side of the penalty area. And this is a chance.
Trying to claim that he got touch on the ball there, Miłkowski, impossible to see from where we are, but like you say, probably fortunate as well that it's just outside the area.
Yeah, I'd like to believe him, but Brad Wade, having watched Jay Lynch get beaten at his near post from that side of the penalty area, will be aware on this one. Left-footed and right-footed options. It's a left-footer that takes it. It comes off the wall, and Brad Wade has to put a hand to that one to take it out for a corner. And Lane is going to go over to take it. Quickly taken out to Con Clark, who's scurrying backwards. Lane comes back into play, stays on side, and well, Riley in the tussle there, but loses out. Back to Con Clark, who's going to put a cross into the middle here, only into the arms of Brad Wade, who's looking for an outlet, early outlet, but nothing really showing there for Dale. He's bowled it out short to Ethan Briley. Briley about turns and looks over to this right side. He's got Jimmy Keohane in space. Just 1 minute added on at the end of this game, and will a young Dale side carve out a final opportunity? They're going to look to do so here. Briley cutting back on his right foot. You know he's got that switch, and he finds Jimmy Keohane headed on, and well, Scanlon would have hoped that went over the top of Paddy Lane, but he's picked up the possession. He's backed up by Keohane. Keohane cuts back onto that left foot. We know he can deliver it. It's a low cross that's steered away at the tip of the 6-yard box, and well, it's Fleetwood's chance to break here. Con Clark breaking beyond Briley. Faces up against the trialist. He's got options, but he's going to take the strike on, and well, from that range you'll wish he hadn't. And the referee brings an end to proceedings here. A proper pre-season game. We've seen it all. You know, young players, plenty of goals, lots of drink breaks and changes, and well, not a bad game for the supporters to come back in and witness.
Very entertaining game, wasn't it? Very entertaining, and I think the performances, whilst Dale had most of their senior players on the pitches, you know, it's very encouraging. The first half, we were really the dominant force, weren't we? And the goal was deserved, and the lead at the break was deserved. Fleetwood had their moments at the start of the second half, equalised well, but another really well-worked goal to get back in front. Bit of fortuitous with the third goal that Dale chalked up, but once the game sort of broke up a bit, didn't it, once all the changes were made, and yeah, like you say, typical sort of pre-season friendly in that regard. But I think the performance from Robbie Stockdale's side is very encouraging.
Yeah, I think you summed it up perfectly there. The way that the more senior team performed just must give a lot of the Dale fans that have been here today and obviously watched on YouTube, hopefully some thought for how we might shape up in the coming League Two season. But obviously, the manager's mentioned recruitment. There are things to be done, so plenty of potential for change before the season starts. But yeah, thank you for joining us here this afternoon on YouTube. You've got a chance to come here on Tuesday if you can make it. The tickets are on sale via the ifcshop.co.uk/tickets site. They're £10 for adults, £5 for concessions, and yeah, as I said, the online ticketing portal is quite easy to use, so if you can find yourself using that, give it a go and see if you can get along for that game on Tuesday. And if it's anything like today, I'm sure we'll be quite entertained. But that's all for today from the Crown Hall Arena. An entertaining game that finished 3-3 between the two teams, and you know, sights of new youngsters for Dale and a new look Dale under new manager Robbie Stockdale. And yeah, we look forward to welcoming more fans back into the Crown Hall Arena as pre-season continues and we head into the League Two season. But enjoy the rest of your Saturdays, enjoy the sunshine, try and get out and enjoy it, and maybe get a barbecue on or two, and we'll see you on Tuesday.